MGTOW, IBMOR Warrior. Today we're going to talk about worthlessness personified. Worthlessness personified. And how this term applies to the vast majority of women in this day and age. Minister Jap recently did a video, shout out to him, about why women get treated like booty calls. And in the video, he was on fire. He had a lot of great points. And at the very bottom of the comment section, I saw this comment and it clicked in my head. I said, I gotta do a video on this. The person who commented, his name is Mark Minter, the channel Mark Minter, shout out to you. And he said, thanks for being honest about women who are worthlessness personified in the most horrendously atrocious way. And I responded to that comment. I said, worthlessness personified is a great way to put it. It probably describes 90% of these hoes. I think I'm gonna have to do a video on that, brother. So let's get into it. The vast majority of women that I've met out in the game are utterly worthless. Now, I've been living in my own apartments and paying rent since I was 20 years old. And I'm soon approaching my 30th birthday. I began to assume all the responsibilities of rent and bills and these things when I was in college. And by the time I was out of college, I had completely gained autonomy. I've met a lot of women over the years via my exploits on certain dating sites, most notably OkCupid and Plenty of Fish, but others as well. I even did the god-awful Black People Meet once upon a time. But my online dating exploits go back to high school when Black Planet was popping. So I'm kind of an expert on this fuckery. And in all my years, I really sat here and tried to think about it. All the women that I've met, and it's countless women that I've met via these platforms, I can only think of one who had her own place and was self-sufficient and autonomous. Countless women that I've met, the vast majority of them are still living at home with their mother or with their parents. And the few who aren't, they have to live with several bitches in order to make ends meet. And this could be because one of two reasons. Number one, the bitch is just a bum bitch who either doesn't work or can't find a good job because the bitch is dumb and has no marketable skills. Or number two, the bitch does have a good job, but the bitch can't handle money. And I've ran into this more often than not. So with my ex, for example, when we first met, she was living with her parents. I took that bitch out her parents' crib, moved her into my shit, because the bitch couldn't handle money. Neither could any of her hoe-ass friends, some of whom had even better jobs. And to top it all off, these bitches don't have the traditional female skills either. For example, again with my ex, this bitch was significantly messier than me. And that's saying a lot because I am generally untidy for the most part. Although I don't let it get out of control, but I'm generally untidy. This bitch was straight up disgusting. Disgusting. Okay? And then certain bitches, they try to cook, they can't cook or don't even want to cook. Like, I've had the whole thing where I invite bitches over and cook for them, and I had this bitch New Year's Eve. Actually, the last time I ever had pussy was New Year's Day. I told y'all about that. But this is the same bitch. New Year's Eve, the bitch talked about she wanted to cook for me. Because I said one of my favorite dishes was falafel. Man, this bitch tried to make falafel, and that falafel was awful, goddammit. It was some awful falafel. That shit was terrible, nigga, and I love falafel. So, let's review. These bitches have no financial skills, but they're so independent. And millennial women are doing so much better than millennial men, and black women are doing so much better than black men. But yet, these bitches cannot handle money to save their fucking lives. They can't manage money. They can't do it. So they have no financial skills, okay? And they have no traditional domestic skills. So why are they constantly being white knighted when they have no contribution to bring to the table of a relationship? Well, obviously, it's the vagina, the sex. The vagina, the mouth, the ass, whatever it is that they're into. That's what they have to offer, is sex. And a part of my MGTOW evolution is just logically realizing and internalizing, because I logically realized it a long time ago, but internalizing, I talk a lot about internalizing. Internalizing that phrase from Barbarossa, the juice is not worth the squeeze. Intellectually, I've known that forever, but just internalizing that recently, the juice is really not worth the squeeze. The juice is not worth the squeeze. It's not worth the huge blocks of my time that I take, that I have taken in my life dealing with these hoes. Whether it be blasting out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages on websites, or whether it is texting back and forth with these goofy hoes, whether it is trying to get my little PUA game on in a bar and shit, the fucking countless hours of my time that I've wasted is not worth it. The significant amount of money that I've wasted is not worth it. Sacrificing my humanity is not worth it, because when you get these bum bitches who live at home with their mama, who have nothing to bring to the fucking table, and honestly, looks-wise are not even bad. I can see if a bitch is a legitimate bad bitch. But most of you bitches are not even bad, but you still have the attitude as if you were a bad bitch because niggas gas you up for the pussy. So you have all of these things, nothing to contribute to the table. Wasting my time and my money and sacrificing my humanity because I have to chase around this bum bitch who's treating me like I'm beneath her. When logically, this bitch should be groveling at my feet for the chance to suck my penis. I had to internalize the fact that it's not fucking worth it. Yes, I'm a man. I like pussy. Pussy feels amazing. And you know what? I do enjoy the bonding experience of sleeping with a woman. I'm not going to sit here and front like I don't, because I do. I really enjoy that. However, it's not fucking worth all of the bullshit that I just outlined. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. You got to do a cost-benefit analysis on these bitches. And MGTOW's Freedom, the channel MGTOW's Freedom, has a video about exactly that, where he shows you on a whiteboard the cost-benefit analysis of dealing with these bitches. That's what you gotta do. You gotta think like an economist and weigh the pros and cons and weigh the costs and the benefits, okay, of being with these bitches or not dealing with these bitches. And when you do a cost-benefit analysis, the choice is clear. It's not worth it because these bitches out here in the game today are worthlessness personified. Okay, not only are the vast majority of them not bad, but they act like they're bad. Like I said, no financial skills, no domestic skills. Okay, then they have dog shit fucking attitudes. Okay, and then they have the same basic ass personality that every bitch has. It's like there's a publication going around to these hoes that I don't know about called Basic Bitch Weekly. Because if you met one of these bitches, you met all of them, god damn it. Shit is ridiculous. These hoes are worthlessness personified, and you niggas is out here groveling and crawling behind these bitches. And you know what? I've been a perpetrator of that as well. And you know what? This is why I've stopped. Because I realize how fucking sick it is. The day of chasing pussy is over. I need motherfuckers to get on this train with me. We're not pursuing these bitches, these lackluster bitches anymore. These bum lackluster bitches are getting white knighted out here, and it's just making matters worse. We gotta stop this shit, fellas. We gotta stop this bullshit. And like I said in my last video, I'm prepared to go without pussy indefinitely. I don't give a fuck. Because I'm no longer gonna dehumanize myself for these bitches that are 10 rungs beneath me on the goddamn ladder. Anyway, this is MGTOW IBMOR Warrior. I'm out this bitch. Peace.